This is 70s Sitcom Flashback, the show that looks back at the sitcoms that defined the 1970s. Your hosts are Robbie and Terry, both 15. Every week they break it down so you actually get it.
The show that looks back at the sitcoms that defined the 1970s. I'm Terry.
And I'm Robbie, and today we're talking about Taxi, the show that turned a New York cab garage into pure comedy gold.
Taxi ran from 1978 to 1983, so it actually stretched into the 80s, but it was born in the 70s, and it had that whole 70s soul.
It premiered on ABC, and it was an instant hit. Critics loved it, audiences loved it, and award voters absolutely could not get enough of it.
We're talking about 18 Emmy Awards over its run, which is a staggering number for any show, let alone one set in a dingy cab garage.
The garage was called the Sunshine Cab Company, which is such a perfectly ironic name because almost nothing sunny ever happened there.
The whole show lived in that one location, basically, the dispatcher's cage, the benches, the beat-up cabs, and somehow it never felt small.
That's because the writing was sharp and the cast was packed with talent that was either already famous or about to become it.
You had Judd Hirsch as Alex Reiger, the heart of the show, the one driver who actually wanted to be a good cabbie.
And then everyone else had a dream they were chasing while driving cab on the side, which is such a relatable setup even today.
Danny DeVito played Louis De Palma, the dispatcher in the cage, and he was absolutely magnificent at being the world's most gleefully petty little man.
Louis would sit up in that dispatcher's cage looking down at everyone like a tiny, mean emperor, and DeVito made it hilarious every single time.
Andy Kaufman played Latka Gravas, a mechanic from some unnamed foreign country, and Kaufman basically invented the character from scratch using his own bizarre comedic instincts.
Kaufman was already doing his Latka voice in his stand-up act before the show even cast him, which is wild to think about.
There was also Jim Ignatowski, played by Christopher Lloyd, the deeply spacey former hippie turned cab driver who seemed to exist slightly outside of normal reality.
Lloyd won 2 Emmys for that role, and it launched him toward Back to the Future, so you could argue Taxi gave us Doc Brown.
That is a completely legitimate argument, and I will stand behind it 100%.
Marilu Henner played Elaine Nardo, the one cast member who felt genuinely out of place in the garage in the best way possible.
Elaine was smart, ambitious, and working toward an art gallery career, and the show respected her without making her the butt of any jokes.
Tony Danza played Tony Banta, the boxer with a big heart and bigger dreams, and Danza basically played a version of himself since he actually was a boxer.
The show was created by the same team behind The Mary Tyler Moore Show, James L. Brooks, Stan Daniels, David Davis, and Ed Weinberger.
So there was serious television pedigree behind Taxi, which explains why the comedy always felt grounded even when the situations got ridiculous.
The writers had this gift for finding real emotional weight inside the jokes, so an episode could make you laugh and then quietly break your heart.
One of the most famous episodes is called Jim Gets a License, where Ignatowski takes his driver's test and the whole thing is just perfectly constructed comedy.
The theme music, written by Bob James, is one of the most instantly recognizable television themes of the entire era. That piano just takes you somewhere.
Real New York cab drivers apparently watched the show and said it actually captured something true about the loneliness and camaraderie of the job. Alex was the guy who always gave good advice but couldn't quite fix his own life, and that tension kept the character compelling for 5 seasons.